This lesson will be focused on learning the perpendicular layering technique. This technique is one of 4 techniques that remove length on the surface of the hair. It leaves the most amount of weight and length on the top of the head. Here we will be concentrating on hand and body position, along with proper elevation from the head to remove length throughout the haircut. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to separate the hair into 4 quadrants. We're going to start from the tip of the nose to the nape of the neck, working our way to separate the 2 sides. And then after that's completed, we're going to separate it from the top of the crown to behind the ear. So I'll have 4 quadrants working my way around the head. And we're going to look at different ways to hold our bodies and different ways to cut perpendicular layers so that we can really control the length of the hair. This technique is focused just on removing length on the surface of the head. So after I've sectioned the hair out of the way, I'm going to start in the back right-hand quadrant. And we're going to look at what happens in the body as we work. So firstly, when we understand layering and we understand how our bodies cut in different ways, we want to understand the way that the hair transitions from the side to the top all the way up to the top center in order to remove the most amount of length. This technique leaves more weight and length at the top and removes length and weight at the bottom. So oftentimes when cutting in this perpendicular layer, you end up creating a little bit of weight on the bottom with a little bit of transparency through the perimeter. So when doing this, whether it be on long hair or on short hair, we look at the technique to understand how to then apply it to real people. So I'm going to take a center section down the center back. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull that hair directly out. And what I want you to pay particular attention to is, number one, I'm always combing to me. I'm never combing the hair away from me. So I want to bring the hair to me. And then you'll notice that my body is nice and small. I'm not lifting my shoulders up and I'm not bending down. So I'm very clear and I'm standing on the side of the head. So while I'm cutting the right side, I'm standing on the left side of the mannequin. And I'm going to allow my pinky to guide me to the front. So that way in these layering techniques, we're always working from the inside of the head to the outside of the head. So I work from the back to the front and then the back to the front, so there's consistency in the layering. So what we're going to do is we're going to look at what it means to work with my fingers pointing down, my pinky leading the way, and that my body is nice and comfortable as I'm cutting. And as I work, we're going to cut a very blunt line at first to see what happens when we cut more precisely. So as I work, I'm going to take sections vertically and I'm going to over direct them all to the same place. So I'm going to keep my body in the same position that I initially did that first section on. And what's going to happen is, because I'm over directing all of the hair back to me, I'm going to create a triangular perpendicular layer. So my shape that I'm cutting is controlled by where I stand. So if I were to move my body, which we'll look at in a few other sections later on, then that shape becomes more round. But because I'm over directing all the hair back to me, that means that all of that hair is going to have a triangular sectioning as we work. So what we're going to do is we're going to cross-check what I just cut. I'm going to take a horizontal section on that top part of the hair. I'm going to make sure my elevation is consistent with that initial part of the haircut. So I'm not going to lift my elevation up to check it, and I'm not going to lower my elevation down to check it. I'm going to keep that elevation consistent to how I was actually cutting it in that perpendicular layer. And when I pull that hair out, what you'll notice is it's shorter and then longer. And I can see whether or not that triangular shape is consistent. If it's not, I may choose to cut it there, or I may have to go back through vertically to refine that piece that didn't connect. As I work my way to the front to create a perpendicular layer, I want to explore a few other cutting techniques other than cutting it bluntly. So what you'll notice is, from here as I'm working, instead of keeping my fingers straight and secure, what I'm going to do is I'm going to bend my fingers, I'm going to round them a little bit. And by rounding them, it's going to create a slightly softer line. So that way when that hair falls, it won't fall as blunt or as heavy. It'll fall just slightly more soft. Now, even though I'm cutting it a little more softly, the reality is this type of cutting will still create a lot of heaviness and weight to whatever layers we're creating. So the next thing I want to explore is actually point cutting. Not just cutting the length, but actually softening up the length as you're cutting it. So I'm a big believer in don't do two haircuts on one head of hair. So instead of cutting it blunt and then cutting it soft, I'd rather cut it soft from the beginning if my goal is to create a soft haircut. I don't want to cut it strong and then soften it up. That's two haircuts. So here I want to explore some different variations of ways in which we cut. So first I cut from the outside in using the tips of my shears. Now from here I'm following the same body position, the same finger position, but instead of cutting from the outside in with the tips of my shears, I'm going to carve the length from the inside out to create a little more softness, a little more movement, and a little more diffusion in the layers. Now, as I transition to the other side, I've shown you how to work from the right side from the inside out. Now we're going to look at how to work on the left side from the inside out. Oftentimes when following the same technique, we end up contorting our bodies and hurting our spines and our shoulders. So what we want to open up to the possibility of is moving the head so that way the hair can be cut more consistently. So you'll notice instead of me working around the head and contorting myself, I'm going to move the head forward and position it so I'm still getting the same elevation that I was getting, but because I've tilted the head forward, I've lifted it up so that it looks more consistent. And then I'm going to follow the same techniques, but instead of cutting it square on this side or triangular on this side, I'm actually going to move my body and go round. So as I'm working, I'm going to actually walk. So what's going to happen is instead of creating a corner as it works from the outside, I'm going to actually create a roundness that works. So as I'm working, I'm making sure that I'm taking vertical sections, and instead of pulling that hair back, I'm working round, moving my body, still maintaining the same finger position, and then cutting through vertically in a parallel way, bluntly. So as I take a horizontal section to cross-check, my elevation is consistent with how I was elevating the hair when I was cutting it. And then I'm going to check to make sure that I have a roundness to that shape. And it's round because I moved my body. When I kept my body in the same place, I have a triangular shape or a square shape. And when I start to move my body, it creates a round shape following around the head. So because I move my body, it changes the shape. If I keep my body in the same place, the shape remains square or triangular, maintaining our corners. And as we can see it, we see the roundness in there, so we have that consistency. As I work to the sides, we're going to look at a couple of different variations of how to cut, creating a perpendicular layer with more softness. So again, as I'm working, I don't want to contort my body. So instead of leaning my body to cut the length, what I'm going to do is I'm going to tilt the head a little bit so that I can elevate that hair the way I need it to be. I'm still cutting in an area that's comfortable for my shoulders and my body. I'm going to stand straight up and I'm going to cut that length to build that weight with that layer. And as I continue to take vertical sections, again, I'm looking at different ways in which to cut that line. Here I'm going to point cut, just removing length softly, making sure not to cut past my second knuckle, until finally I get to that last section, and instead of point cutting and rounding my fingers, I'm actually going to carve out from the inside out, softening that up, making sure that I'm still creating the line that I'm looking for. I'm removing the length that I'm looking for, but now I'm just creating a softer line so there's less heaviness and weight in when that hair falls. So as we look at different layering techniques, this is the first of the four, and this removes the least amount of weight, keeps the most amount of weight, as well as the most amount of length on the surface of the layers. So this will actually create a softer perimeter line with a bit of a weight line to the layers. And we're going to look at what it means to work our way from perpendicular up the head to create more softness, remove more weight, and create more movement.